Hey, what up, guys? It's your boy Creative Be Down. Just a quick video. I want to show you guys something, and this is only in the Star Coin shop. Just something to talk about real quick. So, just look at this, and this, I'm going through right, and I meant to bring this up last time, like some weeks ago. So you see all the stuff. So you see like the picture like this, right? This is clearly the Xenoverse 2 model. And then they have like other ones where they kind of render them and stuff like that, right? Simple Xenoverse 2 model. Xenoverse 2 models, but they messed with the shading of that. That is clearly, it's like the same thing what they do with like what's that failed game that they did with the little toy things? But you know what I'm talking about. It's in Xenoverse 2 where you play with the toy things. The thing that completely failed. So that also they have like different shading on that as well. But also with this. And so, but look at that, and then see, look, that right there. I haven't shown you the main one I want to show you yet. But even this, so this clearly uses the Xenoverse 2 model, but they rendered it kind of differently. Like you could tell that they did something with it, then they glossed it up. Because they have the ability to do that. And with a lot of this art, they end up using the Xenoverse 2 models as a base, and they tweak it from there. And that's how they also do the rendering for the cutscenes and stuff. That's why you don't see models in the game. If the model is not actually a Xenoverse 2 model, you won't see it and stuff. So like you're not gonna see like who's not in the game. That's why you don't see a model for second form Frieza or even second form Cell or anything like that at all, because they're rendering the actual Xenoverse 2 models. They're using them as a base within the animation of the game. And they could look a bit differently because, well, that's a lot to explain. But look at this. My God, look at this. Where did this come from? Where did this come from exactly? Like, literally, like, so this is not the first piece of art. I'm going to tell you this same art where it came from. This same type of style of art. The first place you see this type of style of art, I'm gonna tell you something. I might have to get this art too. But that style, this is completely different. This is Xenoverse 3. And I'm going to take you because it's in a whole nother game too. But before I take you there, let me show you this. Look at this. I have a whole bunch of art. So of course we know this one, and we see how this looks, right? So the reality with this is a bit different. I know people look at this like this is how Xenoverse 3 is going to be. Well, I imagine it could look similar to this, but the reality of this being is that it is rendered. It is rendered like the same way they do Xenoverse 2 cutscenes. It's the exact same way they did this still photo right here. This picture. It's the same way they animate the cutscenes. Only they just did a shot for a photo. They used the actual Xenoverse 2 models and they tweaked it and everything. That's how they got that photo. But let me make sure there's not any other ones. That's that stuff. But yeah, they have a lot of different stuff in the game. I don't want to get too sidetracked. Like, look, that's obvious Xenoverse 2 model. Xenoverse 2 model. A lot of that is just obviously Xenoverse 2 models. Like, you see the way how it got like that gradient shape to it. I'm not gonna lie, and it looks kind of ugly. Like, look, and here we go, Yamcha right here. I know this might be super villain Yamcha, but you could clearly see like it's like night and day. Like look at his arms, right? And look at this shading. You see how nasty it blends in? Like it blends in all nasty. Let's go back to this real quick.
Greetings.
But what I was going to tell you is that Dragon Ball Breakers introduced this first. Dragon Ball, and I already knew Dragon Ball Breakers is kind of like our glimpse into Xenoverse 3. Not exactly what, because they're using Xenoverse 2 standard models, but the characters, the CACs are on a, they operate on a totally different level than what Xenoverse 2 CACs do. There's a lot more customization there, but that's a whole nother video. So let's go back to this. That is not the same. That looks like actual concept art. That looks like actual concept art. It looks like the render of a new Yamcha. A newly rendered Yamcha. I just want to let y'all know that photos like this, like, take it with a grain of salt, but understand that they are currently working on Xenoverse 3, and we can see the transition. We can see some of the ideas and stuff and the concept of where they want to take the next Xenoverse series. That is obvious right there. That's like a big hint. Because where did this come from? Where did that come from? You know what I mean? But anyway, it's your boy Creative Beatdown. Just a simple talking video today. Y'all please stay creative.